I know this is sacrilege, but I fucking hate Las Vegas. I hate it. It's 100% in your face, 24/7 thumping in bright lights. And the only thing that's missing is a bucket of cold water. You have a CIA torture program. And the getting there and getting back is a pain in the ass. I just hate it. And
Oh, look at us. Welcome back. It's season 2 of Pipe and Tobacco Talk. And Tim, you know what to do.
yeah, well, this is a podcast that will expose the listener to offensive, insensitive, off putting, and otherwise socially unacceptable content known in the state of California to cause cancer, to avoid injury. The sponsors of this podcast suggest you, Jim.
Grow a pair.
Yeah, there
That
you go.
away, Tim. Look at us. We're back. It has
Yeah,
been
man.
since January, since the last time we sat down and recorded. We've kept in touch. We just haven't had time to do a podcast.
Yeah, well, you've been monkeying around, goofing off.
I am 100% responsible. It's been an odd year. I traveled a ton, and then I came home from a trip in May, and I didn't quite feel right. I knew something was wrong. I thought I had, to be honest, I thought I had mono because I was really overtired. I went out for my morning walk, and my wife goes, "Are you okay? You're moving real slow." I said, "Yeah, I don't. This isn't going to be a good walk." And I barely made it halfway around the block, and thought, okay, I'm sick. I go to the doctor, get a bunch of blood work. He says, "Well, there's some things we want to look at," and they did some more tests and came back and said, "Yeah, we're going to send you to see a cardiologist." And the cardiologist said, "Well, okay, what's wrong?" And she goes, "Okay, you're going to do a stress test." Oh, this is, and I'm like, "Look, I can't. I had 8 inches cut out of my Achilles. So if you're expecting me to run any distance, stop now because there's going to be no running." Then that's okay. Just walk as fast as you can. All right. Did that. Did the stress test. And she goes, "This is really bad." And I'm like, "That's not what I wanted to hear, doc. Work with me here." And she said, "Okay, we're going to have you get a heart cath." And I said, "Oh, when are you doing that?" And she goes, "Oh, Thursday." Oh, cool. They did the heart cath and they found that I had 3 blockages on the left side of my heart. 2 of them were blocked at 70%, and one was blocked at 100. And I got to have open heart surgery for a triple bypass.
And this was open heart surgery. Like
Yeah,
they split you like a mackerel, right?
Yeah, I've got this really cool new 13-inch scar that goes from right about here to about down here. They cracked my sternum open. Yeah. So
Somebody will say it. Trans surgery? This might.
yeah,
What do they call
I've,
it? Top surgery? Top
I'm
surgery?
I'm transitioning into a senior citizen currently. That's
Right.
about where
Right.
I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that happened in July, and it took just 2 months to get back to being somewhat human, and this terrible diet that I'm on, which I absolutely, it's like, "Oh, Jim, have a bowl full of weeds and half a chicken breast, and that'll be your meal for today." I'm like,
Oh, and by the way, you're not allowed to have any flavor today.
no. And she my cardiologist gave me this list, and it's like, great, half the things on this list I've never heard of. It's like, "Oh, quino, yeah, no, I've heard of that. I know what that crap is." And I'm not having that. And I've eaten way more salads in the last 4 months than I ever care to admit to.
Is there pastrami in any of it?
No pastrami. No, I don't know. I mean, they have. It's a ridiculous diet, and I'm hating life. And I get to come off of it in November. But I still have to eat healthy.
You're going to be like, like Nero at the Bacchanal,
Yeah,
first day back. You
yeah.
drive home,
Where have you been?
rip open the
McDonald's.
refrigerator.
What did you get? Yep. No. What did you get? Yeah. I've never.
You had the
eaten
menu and you went, give me this and give me this.
Yeah, I'll have the left side of the menu and a Diet Coke. Yeah, that'll be.
You got that the grease out of the grease vat and you're just
Yeah,
drinking it.
yeah. And then after that, I got hungry and stopped at Chick-fil-A. I have to have a little of the Lord's chicken.
Right.
So,
Yeah, right. The local hot dog shop.
yeah, and part of when I travel, especially when I do the shows that we do, it's like, oh, we're having dinner tonight. Oh, good, I get to watch people eat because I can't.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
had to eliminate salt in all forms from everything. Yeah, kiss my ass.
You're allowed to have cream of wheat and clear jello.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
flavor.
yeah. Here's my cup of blueberries, a tangerine, and this half a chicken breast, and you're good to go for today. And it is what it is. I have to do this because my wife is insistent that I live longer than I want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Then the body wants to.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm sure I'll get a letter from Alan now. I'm glad you're eating healthy. Yeah, Alan, if you're listening to this,
Fuck you.
yeah, the fat baby's dick awaits. Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of that, I had, yes, let's say it was like Thursday morning liturgy, and there's just nothing but old people in there. It's about 10, it's 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy comes up to me and he goes, are you going to the senior citizen lunch after this? And I'm thinking, is it appropriate to say fuck you in church?
I can consult the manual if you like, but I think I already know the answer.
It was just like right there.
It's like,
I went to the lunch. Hey, who am I to pass up a good dinner?
yeah, yeah. And it was just weird. I talked to a whole bunch of folks while I was, I had 6 weeks of downtime. I had 3 weeks of vacation from work, and then I work remotely for 3 weeks, and I talked to a ton of people, and a guy I went to high school with said, "Hey, do you remember this?" And he sent a picture, and it was us in 1982. And back then, I had a couple of flat caps, and I had forgotten that I had them. I thought, that's not a bad look on me, and I think I need to get a couple of those.
Yeah, go
And
back to the flat cap. Heck
yeah,
yeah.
and a flat cap piper. Unfortunately, his wife, Lady Fire, passed away, and that was just that was way too soon. That wasn't right. Um, and Brad the Bearded Piper did a video a couple of weeks ago where he got his first flat cap, and I found this Irish company that makes wool and linen flat caps, and I have a new collection of something. So
I would wear a flat cap, but I look like a dandy in it.
I was
You look
afraid.
good in it. You look good in
Yeah.
it, but like not. I don't. Must be the shape of my gourd or something.
I don't know. I really don't. I think it's just a matter of attitude, and I absolutely love them. They're very comfortable, and as an Irish guy, someone of
Yeah.
Irish
Well,
heritage,
yeah, it works.
it
Yeah.
works. So
Make a comic strip after you.
yeah, Andy
You
Cap.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Name some hot fries after you.
So when we left off, Tim, you had not purchased the metal lathe that you're doing now, and I have to tell you, I
Yeah.
have the pipe, and you just one of the most gracious people. You said, "Okay, I'm going to make you a pipe so that you have a reason to recover." And I am now 6 days away from getting to enjoy this pipe.
Smoke that.
And I
Nice.
have to tell you, it is absolutely the fit and finish of this is spectacular. Tell me how the metal lathe is changing what you're doing and how you're doing it, because I heard it from Mitchell at MBSD and his pipe review guy, and I've heard it from other people that the quality of work you're turning out is breathtaking. So
Yeah.
talk to me
Well,
about
thank you. Talk to me. Walk with me. Um, I was working on a wood lathe, and I was running everything on that wood lathe.
it. Mm-hmm.
My Beal wheel, and what happens uh, eventually is the quill gets a little wallowed out,
Mm-hmm.
and you get some wobble, and
Yeah.
so I was having a that was a challenge, and then of course you're doing everything by hand,
Mm-hmm.
so you know with I found that microns make a difference in the fit.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't take much, and
Mm.
so I this was it was snow on the ground. Maybe it was January or maybe December, something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think because I think we talked about it the last time we got together to do a podcast that you had gotten it, but you hadn't set it up yet. There were some things
okay,
you were
yeah.
working
Well,
on
there's
to
a
do.
bunch of stuff that I had to do. So I get this thing, and it was I think it was a 1940s version um, Atlas, and it was before when Atlas was still making this unit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a 42-inch bed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a 12-inch swing. And the guy that had it was he was a tool and die maker
Mm-hmm.
working for the automobile industry, and it was just 20 minutes from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to his place, lifts the garage door up, and he's got an entire machine shop in there, and all of his machinery is pristine. He's got his beautiful glass um, door cabinets with all his tooling in it and everything. He's a hobbyist. He's been
Mm-hmm.
retired, and he just took his retirement money and put it into expensive machinery. And he had this. This was the first machine that he ever owned.
Mm-hmm.
And the story with these is that they were designed so that any guy in his garage could make parts. And so there's some 300,000 of these units between Atlas and then the Sears Atlas
Mm-hmm.
version um, in existence right now. So you can buy parts anywhere. You need like one wrench. They're built like what is it the Ford 8N? That tractor. You need one wrench. That's it. You could take off the wheels. You could dismantle the engine. You could you know change a
This is
piston. It doesn't matter. This is the wrench.
this is the tool. Yeah, this is the one you need.
Right. And so that's kind of how this is. And they made them too where the shape of the unit is sort of like just immediate post Art Deco.
Mm-hmm.
So there's form to it,
Mm-hmm.
like the base, the ways, and the cowls that go over the gears and so forth. Um, there's form to it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just square,
Mm-hmm.
right angles. So I got that. Had to build the thing weighs, I can't remember what they said. It was he said it was over 600 pounds.
Yeah.
I had it in the back of my truck, so I had to figure out how to get it in my shop. And I got two sons and a son-in-law, and we were able to manage that. But I built a cart, if you will, on
Mm-hmm.
trucks,
Mm-hmm.
and was able to back right up to it. We slid it out on that, and then I lagged it all down. And Rich Epley is an electrician,
Mm-hmm.
and he really knows his shit. And so
Yeah.
he got me set up with, sent me links to everything. So I put um, a DRO on it,
Mm-hmm.
and a variable frequency drive. So I've got forward and reverse, and I got speeds, and then I can measure my X and Y axis.
Mm-hmm.
So just bit by bit, started building it out, fitting it out rather with tool posts that I could use because the old tool post was, you just kind of adjusted it by eye, and so this thing it's changed the way I do things. That's for sure. The ability to get a mating faces that are
Mm-hmm.
perpendicular to one another,
Mm-hmm.
um, or parallel but perpendicular to the tenon. That's a big
Mm-hmm.
deal. Um, so yeah, I mean it's helped me out a lot in terms of being able to make stems and be able to cut integral tenons.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
Nice.
do a uh, when you're inserting a Delrin tenon,
Mm-hmm.
you have to. you have to build up or leave enough material on the stem to support and account for the
Mm.
length of Delrin that's inside the
Mm-hmm.
rod stock. With an integral tenon, you can do all kinds of low profile stuff. You can, you know, get kind of fancy with it. Yeah. So I don't remember what I did with that, whether that's a integral tenon or is that Delrin?
I think it's Delrin.
It looks
And
like
then
Delrin, yeah.
I love the accent on it. I
Yeah,
love
that's
this.
Fordite.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, it's made a big difference for me.
Yeah,
And
I
so, and I kept the wood lathe because what I do is I'll take the drill the stems and cut the tenon and everything on the metal lathe, and then I'll go over to the take that over to the wood lathe, and then
mm-hmm,
I'll shape it
mm-hmm.
by hand, and I like doing that. So that seems to work out.
Your work is beautiful. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is you have a new blast cabinet.
But yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
So
that's all new too. So tell me about how you got that set up
well, at the
and
same time, well, I've had the blast cabinet, but I didn't have a good compressor. So at the time that I bought the lathe, I also bought a Ingersoll. Um, I got a 60-gallon
oh, okay.
compressor.
So you got a big compressor now, 5
Yeah,
horsepower.
and yeah, big oil cooled motor on it, and my brother wired that up for me. And then just talking to guys about, so, Ryan McCauley was is good about sharing tips on things, and he turned me on to the blast media that he's using.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's made a huge difference. It's real fine. It's silica,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, and
Five
Ryan
gallon
is.
butt. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
A 2.5 gallon bucket's 50 pounds.
Oh, stout.
Yeah.
No,
And but what I have is I've got the thing set up so I can recycle my media.
oh, okay. That
I
was my
draw it
next
out.
question.
Yeah, I vacuum it out, and then it goes through a cyclone, and then I can just dump it back in.
Nice. And I'm sure that the little wood, the sawdust comes out in the vacuum process. I'm guessing.
It does, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
interesting. There's a Festool makes this vacuum with the HEPA filters on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5 gallon capacity, and that thing will run you $1,300. Uh, I was looking at reviews, and of all places, Harbor Freight. Now, don't laugh. There are something, most of the stuff at Harbor Freight's junk,
Mm-hmm.
but there are a few things, and if you keep your eye open, there are a few things that they do now and again that they do right.
Mm-hmm.
And this vacuum, it's a Hercules vacuum. It's the same thing that you would get with the Festool,
Mm-hmm.
the HEPA filters and everything. The only difference is the filters on the top, they hang down
Mm-hmm.
inside the container, where the
Mm-hmm.
Festool ones they go up in. But the HEPA filters on this Hercules, they're like $7 to replace,
Mm-hmm.
and the ones for the Festool are like $200. So I'll give up a little bit of space for that. So I'll run that on there, and that will pull out the fine dust,
Mm-hmm.
because the cyclone, the
Right.
heavy stuff drops down, and um, the fine stuff stays up in suspension and gets pulled out through the vacuum.
Right. And that Ryan is from Smoking Barrel Briars. For those of you
Yeah. What? Yeah.
scoring
Did
that
I
out.
say it wrong?
No, no, you didn't say it at all.
Okay.
I was just throwing it in
Okay.
there. So if anybody wants to check out Ryan's work,
Yeah. Yeah. So things have changed somewhat, and I feeling more capable.
and I
Yeah,
have to
it's good.
tell you, you have a new special place in my family because you did those 2 wood carvings. My wife absolutely fell in love with the Saint Mary carving that you did for us, and then the Book of Kells. My wife says, "Yeah, you don't get to put those in the office." I said, "Well, I'm going to put them in the." She goes, "No, they're going here." Okay, they're in the they're in.
Yeah.
She
Cool.
she has a little table that has a St. Michael statue and some other angels on it, and they are hung on the wall above both of those, and they're just
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. Now, I've seen you've done more of those. You've posted them. I posted the pictures of the ones you sent me. How many of those have you done now?
Well, here, let me. I'll a bunch. Here, hang on a sec.
All right, and I'll sit
Hang
here.
on, one
Yeah, no
second.
worries. No, I'll just talk, and life's good.
So this is
Oh,
just sort of my office area.
mm-hmm.
So these are the
Oh,
ones that uh, hang in here.
absolutely. Look at how, and those are all hand carved.
Those are all hand carved. Yeah.
Oh, you you need to post pictures of all those because they are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, and I have given a bunch. There we go. Now I'm better
Mm-hmm.
looking.
Yeah, there we go.
Uh, but I don't know. I probably have 7 or 8 of them that I've given to the church, and then what they're doing is when somebody's baptized or chrismated into the church, they give them an icon.
Hmm.
Kind of cool.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
very nice. Excellent, excellent.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good. I always have. There's always glue drying or stain, oil curing, something like that. So I've got downtime. Sometimes it's good to just break away from pipe making, and I've got an easel set up, that a rotating easel.
Mm-hmm.
It turns through. It's on a like a lazy Susan thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's tipped on a 45, and I've got T-track in it so that I can put hold downs on it and
Mm-hmm.
hold the piece, and so I go over and chip away at that, and then when I get tired of that, I go back and dink around with the pipes.
Yeah. All right.
So it's good.
Yeah, and we are recording. It is the Las Vegas Pipe Show this weekend. Obviously,
Yeah, right.
I didn't get to go. I'm holding constant still at having showed up at 0 pipe shows.
Hey, your record's perfect.
Kind of immaculate. I'm throwing a no hitter. And I had every intention to go do pipe shows this year. You know, they do the one at Smitty's, and I've been invited twice, and physically unable to. That was in the
Yeah, yeah.
just couldn't
Well,
go.
it's hard to travel when you got a big zipper on your chest.
But yeah, yeah. Hey, where are you going, Jim? Well, I'm going to go smoke pipes with some friends. You just had
Look,
open heart surgery.
Frankenstein's monster's here.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So
Yeah. Well, the good thing is you got more days, so you'll find one.
yeah, I will. I've always wanted to be at the Ohio show because that's where I think you and I really. I mean, I think that show we had a great relationship before, but that took it to a different level because you
Yeah,
brought my product out and it was fantastic. So
yeah. It
last
kind of
year,
caught fire.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And I have
Well, I know that guys are really looking forward to you getting back.
I have I was the last time we talked I was really upset about STG and what they did, and I'm still not particularly happy. But what they did was they killed all the Sutliff blenders, and I used 13 of them in total, but there were 4 of them that I used quite a bit, and to lose those, and I actually sat down um, in early June when I was still not, when I was not aware that I was close to death. I sat down with Adam from the Get Piped podcast, and I was in North Carolina. We met up. We had a couple of pipes at the pipe shop, and I told him, and I think I've told you this. Anything that I used a Sutliff blender on, I just discontinued, and I started making all new blends. And I think I got up to. I think on the current blend list that I put together, I think I have 5 or 76 blends on it, but I haven't
This is the post STG thing.
post STG. Yeah,
Wow.
and
All right. Well, that's impressive.
I just haven't released it. I was going to in July because I was supposed to, I mean, my work schedule, July is the dead season for me. August is the dead season. But then September through the end of the year is busy. And then January through March is busy. And then it's hit or miss until July and August. But in the summertime, in my particular industry, nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to go to a training class in the middle of summer. So I was going to release it, and I think I'm going to do some releases in December, and just see if anybody's interested, and we'll kind of go from there. So
I've got a little new thing, that potential new facet to the pipe business, and that's doing some restorations.
oh, tell me about that.
Well, uh, there's been people who've asked me to restore pipes, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
something that I've really wanted to do because I like making pipes,
Mm-hmm.
but I do like tinkering, and that's mostly what it is looking at something and going, what can I do to make this better, And so my son, my oldest, he's a school teacher. He's an art teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't make shit. And so he. My daughter's got an insurance business,
Mm-hmm.
and she does quite well with it. And she tried to get him to do that, and it was like the Medicare
Mm-hmm.
supplement stuff. And he sold a couple of policies, and apparently he called some guys, and some guy gave him, chewed his ass for calling him, and
Mm-hmm.
told him he was going to sue him. And he's just not. It wasn't his thing. He was completely freaked out over it. And he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with this.
I'm
He
not
gave
doing
up
this anymore.
the commission that he had coming on the policy. He gave it up. He's like, don't even call me. I don't want to do this anymore. He'd be good at this because he's an artist to begin with, and he's got a good feel for color and form and that kind of thing. And it's something that once I get him set up, get him trained, he can do it from his basement at home because he lives about 40 minutes from me. So um, uh, we're going to work on a batch of pipes this week,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to see how he likes it, and maybe I'll hang the shingle out. And
Yeah. Well, we put on your website that you were doing stem repairs,
right.
and I know you did a couple of those, but I don't think that really caught on at any point. But
Well, it wasn't something. I mean, I get asked a lot, but it wasn't something that I. It seemed like too much of a diversion for me,
hmm, okay.
and I was more focused on making pipes. And this is something that will look, if he can do it, gets good at it, and he can do it on his own. He
Mm-hmm.
just come to me if he's got
Yeah,
an
something that
oddball,
needs.
and
Yeah.
yeah, something that needs fixed. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Excellent. And look at that. How
yeah.
exciting is that?
Well, I think
So,
there are a lot of there are probably a lot of guys that have pipes that are just they're all banged up, and they don't they'd like to freshen them up, maybe sell them, something like that.
yep. Yeah.
Just be able to put a little bit of elbow grease into them and know what to do to clean the bowls out, and
Yeah.
deoxidize the stems or make a new stem or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I know in July and August, I was wiping down a lot of stems and keeping them clean.
Probably. This how much does that tissue weigh? How much is that stem? And you're like,
Yeah, it
Diane,
was.
take this pipe apart for me.
Yeah, exactly.
you
Exactly.
know,
So,
a butterfly lands on your hand, and you're like, oh my god, no.
no, not that. No, no.
It's quite heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in the hospital and they had me up walking the afternoon of surgery, and then I had to get up and walk 3 times a day for the 3 days I was in after that. And they said, okay, we're going to get you up out of bed. And I said, I'll get up out of bed. And I just rolled over and pulled myself out of bed. And they go, oh my God, don't do that. You could rip all the stitches loose. I'm like,
How's a guy supposed to get up?
yeah. Well, you put both of your arms on your chest like this and kind of, no,
Oh,
no,
jeez. Oh,
no.
great. And you're like, oh, good. This is my life now.
Yeah. Boy, I sure hope I can land on the floor face first. That'll be fun. Let's try that.
Right? But don't catch yourself.
Yeah, don't,
You know,
whatever you do, don't catch, that's too much like a push.
you just gotta take the hit.
Exactly.
Well, I get
Exactly.
it. That last summer, I get a night stay in
Yeah.
University Hospital in Cleveland. I don't know what was going on. Just
Yeah.
what maybe it was, it might have been, it was around that time of year where they're planting and stuff. Maybe I got a lungful of whatever shit they put on fields or
Mm-hmm.
something. But man, my heart was just going nuts, and missing beats, and uh, racing and strange. And I don't know what it is about your heart, but you're always kind of like, you know. Well, I was at the Honda dealership getting oil changed, and I'm thinking, this is not good. There's something going on here. So I go home, and I told Anita, I go, we're gonna have to go to the hospital. And the local hospital is a shithole. It's a mess.
Well, I don't mean to
Third
alarm
world
you.
country,
Hi,
bad, bad, bad.
hi, I'm
Welcome to
Steve.
Haiti.
Yeah, I'll be your doctor. I can also rotate the tires on your truck if you need so needed.
Right, right. And so we drove to Cleveland, and it's amazing when you walk into the place and you go, I think there's something wrong with my heart. Man, they are on you like a duck on a June bug. But I had to do this stress test. That's a 20 minutes of hell. You're on an incline like this, and they're going, run, run.
Yeah, what they didn't tell me before the stress test is you have to shave your chest and parts of
Yeah,
your
that's great. Yeah.
yeah. And I took off my shirt and the guy looked at me and went, "Damn it!" And he just goes, "Damn it!" I said, "Had you
Get the
told
weed
me."
whacker.
we called the maintenance crew up and then they took care of it.
They got a trash bag that's full of hair.
The nurse comes walking in. She goes, "Holy shit! Did a poodle blow up in here?" Yeah, well,
looks like it looks like a Wookiee. They shot Sasquatch.
and
Yeah.
you
And then
know,
the girl that's doing it, I mean, they're like shaving down to taking the first couple of epidural layers off.
oh
And then they sand it. They take a sandpaper and sand it.
yeah,
And I was thinking, this is going to be great. Next couple, and then you're just like itching, like, God.
oh no, it's horrible. And I'm a hairy guy. I can't help it. When I went in for surgery, they said, "Okay, your surgery's at 8. You have to be here by 5." I said, well, "Why 3 hours before?" um, we heard from the tech from your stress test, and we've got to shave more of you. And I'm like, cool. I'm laying there on the table. They started to pump some drugs into me, and they're like, and the nurse, she's like, "Oh my god, it's a gorilla." Yeah, I know.
you know, they
She's going
get
through.
you on a dog groomer's table. They got
Uh,
the
uh,
leash around your neck.
she's going through Bic razors like she owns the company. It's like, oh, this one's dull. This one's dull. Like, all right, cool.
Hey, hey, did you the Italian couple in the hospital, and the wife is about to have a baby, and the nurse comes in and she says, we're going to have to shave you down there. She goes, oh no. She goes, you can't do that. She goes, only my Luigi, he can see down there. She goes, Luigi, he will shave me. So she goes, all right. So they call in Luigi, and Luigi, you got to shave me, man. I don't know like this woman do it. You do. So Luigi, he's down there, he's shaving. He's having a hard time, and he looks up at her. He goes, "Hey Maria, go look at this."
Ah, Jim, sensitivity training coming for you.
Oh shoot!
Yeah. Uh, and one of the highlights of not having a lot to do, especially, I mean, it just, my wife was like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Fine, whatever. I started watching like bourbon videos. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there were so many of these channels. And I found this guy called Bruzel. His name's TJ, and
Okay.
interesting character. And he goes, okay, well, we're on a budget today. And, he goes, oh, I spent $2,200 on bourbon. I go, okay, well, what was the budget?
Yeah, what was your
uh,
budget to begin with?
yeah, I'm not sure I understand the terms of this. And the more of these videos I watch, the more uh, I just don't think I can ever bring myself to buy $150 or $200 bottle of bourbon. And you know, and they talk about stuff that's allocated and stuff that's rare and all these things, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
You know what? I was at a friend of mine's, and he said, "You want to?" Sure. And he had a little fire out in the back, and we were sitting out back talking and stuff. And he comes out with mine, and
mm-hmm.
he has one, and I finished it. He goes, "So what'd you think of that?" It's good. He goes, "That was Blanton's," and I was like, entirely unimpressed. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't, I wasn't going to toss it in the fire, but it didn't change my life.
No, and that's coming up on the Emerson Southern Forge YouTube channel. I just because I found a ton of bourbons less than $55 that are fantastic, and I thought it would be fun to do pairing videos. Okay, I'm smoking this, and this is a pipe tobacco that I think will go with this bourbon, and I think I worked on a list, and I think I have 60 different bourbons. And I have a pretty good collection of bourbons and whiskeys and Irish whiskeys. And I thought that would be fun to do because I just, I really struggle with that more than $55 for a bottle of bourbon because there's so many great ones. Here's what I'm going to tell Rich at EP Pipes, who we talked about earlier. And Rich also made me a Get Well Soon pipe, which is
Nice.
absolutely spectacular.
Rich is a
Um,
good man.
yeah, and he said, "Okay, I want you to make this." Before I got injured, he goes, "I want you to make this tobacco for me, and I want it to be cased with." He goes, "I want a topping on it
Oh,
of
10 high.
10 high," and I'm like, "Okay, run down to the liquor store. It's 19.99 a bottle," and I'm thinking, "Okay, this I can
A
probably drink."
gallon.
Yeah, for a small bucket full. It's like,
It's got the old, what was it? I can't remember the vodka that came in the plastic bottle with a handle on the side. It's like that.
and
Big bottle.
I got some of the 10 high, and I have to tell you, it's pretty good, pretty good whiskey. No complaints
Yes.
from me at all.
No, no. You can't beat it for the price.
No, no. And I thought, there were some. This is before I germinated the idea. I thought, what would be great with this is this particular set of tobaccos, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that on the other channel, 10-15 minute videos of, hey, this is a bourbon whiskey.
Pairing bourbon with tobaccos.
Yep, bourbon, whiskey. I have a pretty good collection of rum, because I
Okay.
use rum as when I make navies. So I've got 5 or 6 different rums that I use.
Will you include some of your blends in with the tobaccos?
Nope,
No,
not at all.
you're gonna do
No,
all off the shelf stuff.
yeah, all off the shelf stuff. I don't want to shill. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. I get you. Yeah.
I want to do this as kind of a labor of love, um, because I think you can find great bourbons, great whiskeys, Irish whiskey. I found one, and it's called Keeper's Heart, where they mix Irish whiskey and bourbon, and Irish whiskey and American whiskey, and both of them just smell amazing. And then the other thing for tobacco pairings, I know a lot of guys like, 100, 105, 111 proof. And I think that's a detractant when you're smoking pipe tobacco.
Yeah, it's too much.
I think it's a
It's
little
too
heavy.
much. Yeah.
I'm looking at whiskeys that are under 95 proof, simply because in my opinion, um, it makes a better pairing. So,
Well, did I ever tell you my pony soldier story?
yeah, horse soldier, and
Horse soldier.
I am eternally
That
sorry.
is
I
some
recommend.
shit whiskey. Man, man.
I kid you not. I saw that when I was at the Nashville airport. What, that was back in January, March,
Right,
something
a
like
while
that.
ago. Yeah.
And I told you, I saw the stuff, and um, I thought, man, that looks interesting. And I read some reviews, and it's like, this is pretty good
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
This
And
is it.
there's
Yeah.
and I saw a couple of videos. Again, I've been watching bourbon videos for a hot minute, and a bunch of guys said, "Oh, this is really unique. It's excellent." And you got a bottle, and it's like, well, why don't you give
I
your
don't know
review of
what
Horse
that
Soldier?
is. That is shit. That's terrible. Hey, like to each their own, right? But everybody that I gave it some to, here, try this. It's like here, smell this. It stinks. You know.
It's it's terrible. You might like it. It'd be
Hmm.
good for you. This would be a good
Yeah,
whiskey
right.
for you.
Maybe I'll find somebody.
Yeah,
It's a good one is Smoke Wagon. Have you had Smoke Wagon?
I have not. That's on my list, but I don't have a bottle of it yet.
It's really good. It's really good. I can't remember
Is that the one from
the
Vegas? They make it in Nevada.
could be, could be. Um, but and I don't remember it's high. I think it's 116 or something like that, but it doesn't taste like it.
Really?
Yeah, it's you read that and you prepare yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Brace yourself, Myrtle.
We're,
No, it's smooth as silk. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's I talked about it before, but Michael from Pierce Gin in Japan had sent me a bottle of his gin, and I'm not a gin. It's not
Yeah.
my thing. I just
Yeah.
I'm not a I don't particularly care for the taste of mint, and
Juniper berries.
the juniper berry is a little minty for me. And he sent me this bottle of gin. It's the best gin I've ever tasted, and that would be the only one that I would get. Um,
No kidding. Okay.
yeah, I've
Yeah,
had
you
enough
can be
gin.
fooled,
Yeah,
in a good way.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just think that would be something interesting to do. And uh, I have 24 um, whiskeys, bourbons, Irish whiskey, and rum. And then Michael's gin. I'm going to do one on Michael's gin too. Um, um, but yeah,
It'll be a unique series.
yeah, just
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the pipe community, I mean, every time I hear you guys going to a pipe show, you get your BACs up there, that 2.8, 3,
Yeah.
how long you guys been drinking? I don't know. What day is it?
Man, man, oh man. Yeah, the Columbus show.
Oh, I've heard stories about that. I have heard stories, not just from you.
Man.
Yeah, I saw Tim that night at the Columbus show. Yeah. Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
we got there, and everybody's sitting outside at the smoking tents,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing going on, so you might as well have a drink.
Mm-hmm.
One leads to the next, and then next thing it's 11:30 midnight, and you haven't taken a breath. And, and you get up and you decide, all right, well, I'm going to have to go in the building to use the facilities, and then all of a sudden somebody starts tilting the ground. You're walking like you're on a ship.
Yeah. Gravity. It's not just a law.
Damn it! Why's it got to be like that? Where's my walker?
Yeah, we're gonna draw some blood from you. Ooh, looks like it's 80 proof.
Yeah. And then, of course, forget about the fact that, you got to get up and go to work the next day, Saturday. And it just wasn't very good.
Yeah. And my son-in-law has got into the bourbon kick about a year ago, and I'm casual about I was very casual about it, and I started, and he got this salted caramel whiskey. There's a local distributor here in local distiller here in St. Augustine called Citygate, and he says, "Oh, you got to try this." I says, "Oh, that's interesting." And he would make old fashions, or he would make Manhattans, and I like mine in a glass with. And I stopped, and as much as I love Florida, liquor in the South is, they charge you more than any place else because of the taxes on it. It's
Yeah.
whatever, was
Crazy.
this punishment for
Craziness.
being bootleggers? Well, come on now. And I found this. I found two bottles that I fell in love with. One is called Long Branch. It's from Wild Turkey. It's filtered through mesquite charcoal. It was Matthew McConaughey had something to do with it, but their deal ended, and now it's just Long Branch, and it's absolutely, if you like that caramel vanilla, burn bourbon, it's absolutely spectacular. And another one called Noble Oak, and both of them were under sub $40 a bottle, and just
Yeah. Yeah.
fell in love with them and thought, you know what,
Well,
I can do.
let me see here. Let me grab this bottle right here. When we were at the Muletown show,
Mm-hmm.
Rich took us to Willet.
Oh, ooh.
And, they take you around the tasting. And I had not had their product.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really looking forward to it. And I was surprised that everyone that I tasted just fell flat. They didn't, was not impressed at all.
Mm-hmm.
But they did have one, and it's called Old Bardstown.
Oh, that's on my list. Is
Yeah,
that a winner?
yeah, this one's good, and it was like $45
Perfect.
at the distillery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you pay retail for it, but that's what it was.
Well, hang on. I can tell. I actually have, and that's Old Bardstown.
Yes,
Old Bardstown bourbon at Total Wine. Is that the 4-year 90 proof?
this is no estate bottle. Da da da.
101 proof.
No, 101 proof. Yeah.
Okay, so that one actually would qualify for my tasting. It's 54.99 at Total Wine in Jacksonville. So
Okay. Yeah. 50% alcohol. It's not overbearing.
yeah, and that's why when I did those couple episodes where I had the Redbreast Irish whiskey and Green Spot, which I just thought were fantastic, and then Uncle Nearest 1884, which these are all, well, Redbreast was sub 55, it would have counted, but I can't count it in this because now it's up to like $67. So in
Okay.
Florida
Yeah.
is what it is. And Green Spot's like 73 now, which is okay, fine.
The other one that's that I like is Michter's. Yeah, and that's about a $50 bottle too.
I think I told you I was in Kentucky. I did a training in Louisville, and then the next day I went to Lexington, which is basically the Bourbon Trail. And I got to drive
Right.
down the Bourbon Trail. And I was talking about bourbon to some of the guys when I was in Louisville, and I said, "Oh yeah, just go to Whiskey Row." And I said, "What hotel are you at?" I said, "Oh, I'm at this hotel." Okay, walk a block and you're on Whiskey Row in Louisville. I'm like, oh, okay, so I did that. And then I went to Lexington, and the guy says, "Oh, I'm a bourbon guy." Yeah, he goes, "Well, you have to go today to Buffalo Trace." He goes, "It's on your way back. It's no problem." I'm like, "Okay." And I got a bottle of Michter's and I got a bottle of Eagle Rare because the only day they sell Eagle Rare at Buffalo Trace is Thursday. So I was there. I picked up two bottles. And then I was looking at the map. I said, "Well, I wonder what other distilleries are close by." Four Roses was
Well, yeah, that's a good
18.
one.
Four
Yeah.
Roses small. I like Four Roses bourbon, which is now sub $20 a bottle here in Florida.
Right. Right. Now, that's a great
Yeah,
bourbon.
ab-
Yeah.
absolutely love it. And I got a bottle of small batch while I was there, and that, between small batch, Four Roses, and Long Branch and Noble Oak, those are probably my three most go to. And I haven't had a drink now since June. So I have all this whiskey sitting here staring at me like,
Your liver's real pink now.
yeah, it's healthy, it's feeling good.
It's all
Now
shiny.
I'm gonna punish that fucker.
Brace yourself.
Brace yourself. You're going back to work.
Well, if you take, and I don't know the order in which you take it. You take it before you drink or immediately after you drink, but activated charcoal and medium chain triglyceride oil, MCT oil. If you take those, it's supposed to clear your liver out and take a lot of the punishment away from it. I heard that on the internet, so it's got to be
Well,
true.
it's got to be true. I have never heard that. I'll have to do some research on that. So, but and I've been watching.
You're like, you do it, and they're like, is your urine supposed to have clots in it?
One of the things that I had to ask is your urine supposed to burn like fire? I
Right.
I was out drinking Pete on a campfire. The next thing you know, I'm. Oh, it's a flamethrower. Oh.
You immolated yourself.
He just got up. He said, I got to take a leak. And the next thing you know, he's Johnny Human Torch running around on fire. We didn't know what the hell's wrong with. Oh, and my rule of drinking since I've come of age is no sugar. If the drink has sugar in it, I'm not having it because I just think that's the catalyst for all the bad things. When you wake up and you're
Head's pounding.
Yeah, you're thanking the Lord for letting the toilet be so cool on the side as you lay on the floor and pray for death.
The toilet's cool on my face.
I have nothing
I
left.
needed a compress. I needed a compress on my forehead, so the toilet worked out really well.
Yep. Yeah. So, and my, we went to downtown St. Augustine today, which is where Citygate is at. Citygate Distillery, and they're supposed to come out with cinnamon whiskey, which I thought, oh, Fireball. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Every good decision starts with Fireball.
My entire life I've had the good sense of seeing that everywhere and never drinking a drop of it. Because I look at and they get those little bottles, and and I'm thinking that just looks to me like a bucket full of vomit, because that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to have that, and then next thing you know, I'm going to be filling a bucket.
It has never done me wrong. My son-in-law, he says, hey, come on over. You and I are, the girls are going to do what they're going to do, and you and I will just have a couple of drinks. Excellent. I brought a bourbon, and I brought this bottle of Fireball because I'd never had too excessive it. You know what I mean? It's one of the things. I like cinnamon. I like whiskey. Nothing could possibly go wrong. And I was reading about it, and people put it in the freezer. Okay, so I put the Fireball in the freezer. Yeah. And right. This amazing thing. You start having a couple of frozen shots of that, and you're drinking your bourbon. The next thing you know, the Fireball's empty. You're running out of bourbon, and you're yelling at the neighbors out in the backyard wearing your pants on your head.
I know. And you know what I hate about a night like that is that, number one, it ends, and number two, when it does end, you get up out of your lawn chair and your legs won't support you
at all.
Like, what happened to my legs? You're like Gumby, damn it.
We're telling stories. The neighbors are looking over. Are you guys all right? Yeah, good. We're good.
Yeah.
Out here, and a mosquito bites you, and you just watch it insert, and it drops dead.
And you watch it stagger away.
Falls over dead. Yeah, that'll learn you, darn you. Teach you to bite me.
We went to, my brother has a place up on Lake Erie.
Yeah.
He's got a boat. We went to Sandusky.
Okay.
And so I drank beer on the way over there, can of beer. I tried to drink two, but the second one was shaken, and when I opened it, it just exploded. So there's no beer in there.
Yeah.
We went to three breweries over there, and I had three glasses of beer. When we got back on the boat, I couldn't see straight, couldn't walk, couldn't see straight. I think I got roofied.
Did you got it one of those craft brews where, oh yeah, now this beer is 94 proof.
Man, I didn't ask any questions. Apparently, I should have.
Yeah, yeah.
But like we got back, because you got to go across the bay to get to his place, and we get back. I barely remember eating dinner. I don't know what was in that beer, but three glasses of beer,
Mm-hmm.
and I was out.
It's been, I honestly, Tim, I think it's been 10 years since I've had a beer. I just don't
Is that
think,
right?
I just, when I was working in South Carolina, in fact, that was the last time. So it's not quite 10 years. But that was 2016, I think 2017. My boss wanted to go to some of these craft brewery places. And I said, "Oh, we'll try. We'll go and try some American craft brew." Okay, and you go in, and
Okay.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is wheat sludge, and this is Belgian waffle flavored. It's just crap.
This one tastes like pine cones. This is our Christmas ale. It tastes like pine cones.
Yeah, this is hot summer night. It tastes like melted asphalt. Oh, sweet. Man, give me give me a pony keg of that to go. Yeah, it's awesome. And I never fell in love with the craft brew thing at all. And when I was growing up, probably similar to you, I think my favorite beer was Stroh's when I was growing up, or light
Yeah.
beer from Miller. Just what it was.
Well, for so long, all there was the sweet beers, the malty beers.
Yeah,
I just, you know, I'd had it with it, so I just stopped altogether. And I hadn't had a beer in years,
yeah,
decades.
yeah.
And then that we had a guy that was doing some work on our house, and he showed up with a 6 pack of IPA. He goes, "I wanted you to have a beer with me at the end of the day." I said, "Yeah, I can do that." Because I was like, "Yeah, all right." I was like, "Oh my god, that's delicious." And then that was kind of the end of it, or the beginning of it. Let's put it that way. And something in the beer family that I like.
Yeah, off you go. Yep.
Hmm.
And I've been to Germany, to Czech, to Austria. I had a couple of Czech beers. And,
Yeah.
that just smells like hardship and suffering, and I don't want any of that. It's not my thing.
Tastes like gulag tears,
Exactly. It's not my thing.
hardship and suffering.
What did you make this out of? Potatoes. Potato beer. Excellent. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And that, I'm going to be a bourbon whiskey guy for the rest of my life. That's all I want to drink.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
like it.
sure.
I like it neat or with, I've got, I found on Amazon, I got a couple of those round, where you can make like the ball of ice. It's like a
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
piece
Yeah.
mold, and you
It's
put
got the
them in.
rubber stopper on it. And yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. And every time I made one, it was like, okay, this is round, except for this flat spot on the top, or this one leaked and now it looks like a glob. I found on Amazon these square. They make 2 inch by 2 inch square ice cubes, and they're perfect. And I'll put one of those in, and off I go, and life's good.
Did you ever try one of those stainless steel
Yeah, I do.
cubes?
I do. And I have some stone cubes, and I have when I was in the UK, when I was in Wales, I picked up some Welsh whiskey stones. So yeah, so somebody in the UK sold me, 8
Gravel.
square rocks. Yeah, so cool.
You know, you can just hear the conversation. What are we going to do, Seamus? We're broke. I got an idea. Welsh whiskey rocks.
Yeah,
This place is nothing but rock.
yeah, yeah. What kind of stone is it? Ground stone. It's good, the kind we find on the ground. We just shave them into squares, and yeah, I have all of those things. I like my square ice cube, and that's
Well, nothing. I can only speak for the stainless steel thing, but I didn't think that it had the chilling
no, no,
that Ice Cube does. You know.
no, no. It does not make it. To be honest with you, I've like I said, I've tried. I think I have 3 different sets of stones at this point, and I actually when I moved from Colorado, I got rid of the stainless steel ones because I,
Yeah, you're just going to break the bottom of your glass too.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And one of the things that I found, and hang on, if you haven't had
But yeah,
whiskey
yeah,
in one
yeah,
of these are absolutely spectacular to drink whiskey out of. But the ice
yeah.
cubes don't fit in it, so that's
Right.
what it is.
No, I got a few of those. They're really nice for enjoying the whole flavor experience.
Yep, 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 yep. Oh, and by the way, on one of our last episodes, I had 2 people give me crap because I said the tin note. Just say the smell. Okay, so the tin note of the tobacco was. I just remembered that. So, what's coming up for you now? You've got the holidays coming up. I don't think there are any pipe shows between now
No,
and.
nothing until March. Waiting for the Muletown show
Did you get
table
your booth
rental.
for Muletown already?
I haven't seen anything come up yet for it.
Really?
Nobody else has either. Yeah,
Hmm. Interesting.
he's
Okay.
he's planning something different, obviously. So
Yeah. In
we'll have
your
to see.
opinion, is that the best of the pipe shows?
Chicago's the best one.
Really?
Muletown's great in its own right, but Chicago, for me, financially,
Okay.
was the best show I've ever had.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Very well run.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not taking anything away from the other shows. I'm just saying that they do a fabulous job there. Las Vegas does a great job, but it's just too fucking far from.
Um, I, I heard from last year that guys had multiple pipe makers. I chatted with had a tough show. They did not sell a lot of pipes, and
I sold my share. It's just that, well, first of all, and I know this is sacrilege, but I fucking hate Las Vegas. I hate it.
mm-hmm.
It's 100% in your face, 24/7 thumping in bright lights, and the only thing that's missing is a bucket of cold water. You know, you have a CIA torture program, and the getting there and getting back is a pain in the ass. I just hate it, and it's the airports, and like I was trying to get out of there last time. I left it folded up, left the show early because I, you know, wanted to get to the airport. There
Mm-hmm.
was a football game going on, a bunch of other stuff. There was something going on at the Sphere or the racetrack or something.
Mm-hmm.
I waited for an hour, hour and a half for a taxi cab or an Uber. The bellman kept calling for him. Nobody showed up. So ultimately, bellman comes up to me and he says, "You know what?" He said, "I'll take you. Just do me a favor. Don't tell anybody I did this because I get in trouble."
Mm-hmm.
So there's me and a couple of other guys that were standing there waiting the whole time. And he took us to the airport. We took care of him, but still, that it just, I don't know. It's just not for me. And Brian and those guys, they do a great job with it. It's just, yeah, it's hard getting there and back.
When I was in Arizona and working for the flooring company, we had to go to Vegas for 2 shows a year. So I was there for 2 weeks every year for 7 years. And I am not a Vegas. I'm not a gambler at all. I don't find any great thrill in gambling. Um, and I can't. I just don't ever remember the great experience I had in Las Vegas. The first couple of years we went, they had this all you can eat crab legs for $9.99,
You
and
don't
that
have
was a
that
mistake.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the last time I was there was a couple of years back, and they have their hands out for everything. You used to
Yeah.
get complimentary
Yeah.
stuff. Everything is a profit center now.
Yeah.
That's
It's
just
very expensive. Yeah.
yep.
Well, and in Chicago, I can drive it. So that makes it better for me because I can drive there.
Well, you could
It's
drive to
expensive
Vegas too.
too.
Yeah.
I could. I could.
Just it's a willingness to
Road
be in.
trip. Get the Vista Cruiser. You know.
Oh, you think you hate it now? Wait till you drive it.
um, and Chicago's expensive too. But man, I had a fabulous show last year.
Yeah. Excellent. So that's what's going on there.
Yeah, but Muletown would be the first one. So
Okay.
I'll do Muletown, Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Columbus for sure, and then I want to do a fourth one. And I might. I'm not sure which one I'll do. I might do New York
Yeah, the upstate
or
one in New York. Yeah.
yeah, or Indiana maybe.
I heard the Indiana show was nice, but it was very small, and
Yeah,
But I for a first year, okay, we'll
it'll
go
get
to that.
better over time. It'll
Yeah.
get better over time. I can't remember. I was gonna. Oh, I know. I couldn't go this year. I had planned to go to Indiana. Anita had a horse training seminar that she wanted to go to, and she told me when it was, and yeah, you should go to that. But I wasn't connecting,
Mm-hmm.
putting two together. It was the same weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so I didn't
when are you
go.
going to be in Florida this year?
Uh, February 1st to the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, we're driving down.
I actually think that I'm going to be in Tampa and Orlando in those times. So we need to meet up.
Okay, we'll connect.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah,
Yep.
all right. That'd be
Yeah.
good.
So
I could see
yeah.
how tall you are. I thought you were taller than you are.
Yeah. Oh, you look way fatter on the on video.
Yeah, right. That's what Mike Nogay told me. He goes, "Boy, you're a lot chubbier than I thought you were." Yeah, well, I thought you had hair.
I haven't talked to Mike in forever. I need to do that. I've been remiss. I've chatted with Harrison a couple of times. And I just everybody that checked up on me. Willie Lee, um, Anthony at Castle Briars, people checking up on me. Jay Furman. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. All of your thoughts and prayers meant a lot, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that. So I didn't tell a lot of people that I was out unless they called up and said, "Hey, I'd like to get some tobacco." Yeah, it's not going to happen. So
Yeah. I got a thing going on. I got a
yeah,
thing.
I've got this thing. It's called Not Dying that I'm working on currently.
Right. Just trying to stay above ground right
That's
now.
right. I'm trying desperately to get to 62. That's what I'm working on currently. Oh, so excellent. Oh, and I think my son will take over as Ben's from Ben as the producer
Oh, I
of
was
this
going to
whole.
ask about that. Yeah, yeah. Young Benjamin, he's got school, he's got a job, he's got a serious girlfriend. Thing
Yeah.
he doesn't have is time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I figured as much, and my son actually has some time right now. So, and he's a computer nerd. So
All right.
we'll have him do the producing. But I do need to get with Benjamin to get the passwords to Spotify and Apple so that we can
Yeah.
post it.
Okay.
I have the access to um, our YouTube channel, and I'm hoping to get this up. Now, I immediately get on a plane Monday morning and I'll be gone till Thursday. So this will probably post Thursday night, Friday, by the time I get back. So if you could work with Ben and get me some access to
I
those
will.
things.
I was gonna text him while we're talking, and I pulled up Terry Brewster's just sent me this. He says, speaking of Tim, he said Deb and I are at the steakhouse we went to last year. Terry and I. Terry
Mm-hmm.
won money at a table last year, and he came up on to the show on Saturday, and I said, "Where you been?" He says, "Oh, he says I did really good downstairs." Because you got dinner plans? I do now. So we went to the steakhouse down there, and we had they made uh, old fashions there.
Mm-hmm.
They were like drinking Kool-Aid or something. They were delicious.
Just no.
It's cool.
Oh
Kool-Aid's
man,
not delicious, but
I
you
don't
know
know
what I
what
mean.
happened. I don't know what happened to this one. I think my glass has a hole in it
I
because
know. So
the
we had
refill on
we
it.
had ribeyes. We had all the trimmings. There was so much food on the table. It looked like Squanto's table at Thanksgiving, the first Thanksgiving, and and old fashions. So I one before dinner, one during dinner, one after dinner, or before dessert, and then when we're leaving, Terry goes, "I still got some money. You want anything?" One of those old fashions would be pretty good. So we had a fourth one. Another time, my legs wouldn't carry me very well.
Exactly. I don't know.
But
I don't know
anyway, he
why
says
after.
here he was talking shit about me, and then I get a notification of the Danish egg you did on YouTube. Weird shit, man. You are missed by many at the pipe show. Oh, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I love Terry. He kept up with me. He was, in fact, I was chatting with him yesterday. So, but he's at the pipe show and he's busy. So,
Yeah, but I'll send a message to Ben and get those passwords.
yeah, excellent. All right. Well, welcome to season 2. This is episode 1. Um, I will have to talk to Mitchell, see if he still wants to sponsor the podcast, and
All
we'll
right.
do something fun
Yeah, I
for
can shoot him a message and see if he
yeah
wants to.
yeah we
I'll tell
didn't
him we got the band back together.
yeah and I assume we can record next weekend. I just so that you know, because I think 3 or 4 of the next couple of weeks I have to leave on Sunday so I can be where I need to be on Monday. So if we're going to record, it's got to be Saturday nights. So it is what it is. So
I don't have a problem with that. We're usually around on Saturday every once in a while. But if you're, it doesn't have to be night
yeah,
either. It could be during the day too. So
yeah. We'll figure something out. We'll figure out a consistent schedule. We'll put out. We promise we'll put out more consistent contact as I go forward.
all right, man.
All right.
Well,
Great chatting
this
with
is
you.
good.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
this is good.
fun.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, and we'll
Yeah.
chat again soon.
All right,
Thank you all
pal.
for joining us on the Pipe and Tobacco Talk podcast.
Night, everybody.